Greg.
Hey.
Yes.
What's up, guys? All right, I got a brand new joke. Ready? Why are New Yorkers so depressed? Because the light at the end of the tunnel is Jersey. Come on now.
I've never heard that one before. That's amazing. What is up, my man? You're looking great.
Thank you, man. I'm feeling good. I got some sun. I've been out biking with my boys and playing a little, trying to get in the cage and hit some balls in the backyard. So
doing a little Movember in July, I see.
A little bit, yeah. I'm trying to keep a chin. If I don't, it's hey.
It's Barry Trotz.
Yeah, it's my prosthetics. But yeah, I'm trying.
Great to see you, buddy. Great to see you.
You too. Thank you guys for having me on the show and this massive audience. I'm really excited.
You're a little nervous.
I'm a little nervous to talk hockey. I love hockey. I love going to games. Like there's no sport. Football, I feel the opposite about. I go to a football game and I wish I was home. Hockey, I want to be at the game every single time. Every time I go, I'm like, and I don't have to be on the ice. I don't have to be up against the glass. I could be, last time on Star Wars night, I got invited at Staples. And it was such a blast. And I was up in the box and it didn't matter. It's so exciting being there, man. There's nothing like it, and I'm not pandering. I really mean it.
Well, we're not pandering either. Me and Noel both wore Star Wars shirts today. Was not intentional at all.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, Vartan, what does your shirt say?
Humane Society of America.
Was that for me as well? Is that for me?
Yeah, because you're a dirty dog.
Yeah, baby. Thank you.
I just haven't changed my shirt in 3 days, so it wasn't just for you, Greg.
No, but he actually looked like an Ewok 2 weeks ago. We finally got him to shave.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. Hockey is by far the best live spectator sport. Baseball's okay because you don't have to laser focus on the action. You can miss a few innings, catch up with a buddy, have a few beers, a hot dog. Football, the TV timeouts are just I haven't been to a football game in 25 years.
Yeah.
And no plans on going to one.
Yeah. I mean, I love the atmosphere. I love being there, but it's definitely, I mean, I have to say, because my boys play baseball and they're very good at baseball and they're in the whole, they're on track. They want to be professional baseball players. And because of that, learned all the nuances and the strategy. And there's so much involved. I played basketball, I played baseball growing up, but when you're in it and it's like hockey. I can't even understand when you change out. Like, I don't understand how that happens. So I'm like, when do they change the line here? Like, when is it appropriate? When can you come in and out? Like that's the most basic fucking, can you guys explain that to me? Because I still don't get it.
Well, in hockey, there's first of all, your top six line, your top two lines composed of six players. They'll eat up the most minutes, and depending on how the guys are going, the coach one night might have a hunch to maybe switch a winger here, switch a winger there. Then your third line, and then you got your fourth line, which is always known as the energy line that goes out there to stir the pot. But there's a great term in hockey which is called you call a player a grocery stick, and it's the guy who's going to play between 2 and 4 minutes a night. He's doesn't see any ice time, and he literally sits between the forwards and the defensemen, like your groceries at the checkout. So they call him the grocery stick. It's
awesome.
One of the best chirps in hockey ever.
I love it.
Most of the shifts they average about 45 seconds to a minute, and you kind of have an internal clock in your head and also in your lungs. I think that's probably the biggest thing. In your lungs when you have to probably change. And usually it's between 45 seconds and a minute, and you get that puck, you hit the red line, you dump it in, and you change. I think it's more cerebral and internal, like, okay, if I go down the ice right now, I'm not going to get back into play because I had no air left in my lungs.
And it's different in 3-on-3 in overtime. Guys stay out there a lot longer. So
okay, but what about in rec hockey? I mean, rec hockey, do you really have another 6 guys ready to come in, or you're on there?
17-minute shifts, 18-minute shifts.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, get off the ice! Come on! You've been out there for 7 minutes. You haven't done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
So my hockey experience is 2 things, and they both involve Vartan. One, I can't imagine cleaning the pads. Like, I shared a trailer, with Michael, and he would bring all your pads and your gear and put them right outside the trailer. And dude, It was the worst stench I've ever smelled ever. I was like, what do you do? Like, do you work in a morgue? Where are you? You're not playing hockey because this is something crawled up your ass and died, dude. What's going on?
Absolutely.
Yeah, hockey equipment's the toughest thing because most of it you can't machine wash, So you got to Febreze it or just spray alcohol on it. But it's after a while you just have to switch it up. I don't know how those guys who played their whole careers with the same shoulder pads got those things clean. But hey.
Yeah, it's gotta be disgusting. They just have like permanent stains on their shoulders.
Yeah, imagine being an equipment manager or like, in college hockey. I mean, my son plays he plays D1 baseball. I'm so proud of him, so I don't mind boasting a little bit. He's at LMU and he's center fielder. And when you're a freshman coming in, you have to pick up all the shit in the locker room. There are duties you have to do. I cannot imagine that in hockey.
Yeah.
When we were in college, my buddy, my former radio partner in college, Aaron Daunchin, I hope he's watching right now. He used to sneak in beers in his hockey bag after he would play pickup games because the RAs would never, ever, ever want to open those bags because the scent would just be the worst scent in the world. So you put like a 30-pack in those big bags and you go right by the RAs, no problem.
Exactly. So bad. And then the second experience was actually on the ice as a goalie. You and I actually got to do some on-camera hockey, which was awesome. That was awesome.
So much fun. And you were a lot better than you should have been. I mean, no, you were. For someone who'd never skated or played hockey in any way, shape, or form, you were really, really good.
Well, you put me in a position where I don't have to move that much. And if you're with my girth, I block more than the net. So, you know what I mean? It was not that difficult. And by the way, your slap shots were tremendous. I mean,
I don't remember. Was there a point there was a point in the scene where I had to pepper you with shots. Yeah. And I don't remember that they bring out like Nerf pucks. You know what I mean? So it's like caught you in the throat.
No, you were pretty good about that. And you caught me on the last one. Remember, it was like you hit it hard or something. It was great. It was well written into the script, and you just hit one, and I think it hit me in the stomach, and it didn't hurt at all, but I went down. It was just great. It was really fun. Really fun.
Yeah, that was fun. So for like 4 hours that day, we were both paid to play hockey, so we felt like professional hockey players.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
So Vartan, do you actually have that written in your contract?
What? That I have to have a scene in every show I have?
Hockey or hockey have to be mentioned?
No, but I try. I try really hard.
What other things have you done where you've actually gotten to play hockey? I mean, you weren't in Miracle. I mean, Eddie, those dudes, what a treat that must have been. I mean, that must have been a blast.
So much fun. I mean, just hockey. I did a show when I was 20. I got to play hockey. I just finished a series in Vancouver last year, 2 years ago, where I got to play for one episode, but that was it. Alias was the most I ever got to play on camera.
Wow. Yeah, you should play a hockey player. You should definitely do that.
Or their father.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, at this point, angry,
Grandpa,
disappointed.
What were the sticks like, Grandpa?
What's a wooden stick?
Yeah.
Hey, can I get my blades sharpened on my walker, please?
That's funny.
Yeah.
So how hard is that when you're filming though? Because obviously you have probably 50 takes to just completely, because you actually do still have to hit targets, Vartan. You don't want to kill them because they have to take 3 when you have to do so many more takes.
Well, he was wearing full real goalie equipment, so even if I hit him in the head, he would have been fine. But of course, we stayed out there for the full 4 hours. I was skating around, but by the time it was the first shot came around, I was already exhausted because while they were setting up, I was just skating around. But no, it was fun. It was
really fun. I mean, for me, just standing on one of the things that I'm proud of is that I can't skate. I don't know if you remember that. I can skate forwards. I can skate backwards. I really do love it. And so I'm not good. I'm not as agile as you are, but that was a blast. But then when I got there, just standing on the blades for that amount of time, it's just exhausting.
And also goalie skates are a completely different story than
they're horrible.
Yeah. It's the worst. I wouldn't be able to skate in goalie skates.
No.
I don't think, did they give me goalie skates? I don't think they did.
Yeah, no, they did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you had goalie skates.
Okay, so maybe I am a better skater than you. I don't know.
That's why you weren't performing at your ultimate level.
That's right. That's why I didn't win the Emmy, was because I had goalie skates on.
That's a funny one from Lori Weiss on ice.
Weiss on ice.
Weiss on ice. I like that.
I love that. Yeah.
So, Eric,
I don't know how you guys are going to get back to playing though. Right now, that's obviously off air we were talking about that, but that's just brutal. I mean, college sports. We're waiting to hear right now whether my son's going back, what they're going to do. I know they're still going to be training and all of that, but and luckily it's in the same city. We're about half an hour without traffic from school, but it's such an unpredictable time. I mean, I think the NBA is doing it well right now with this resort that they've brought the athletes into. I hope no one gets it, no one spreads it, and that's fine. But baseball, it's just so tricky, and you see all these guys, Price and Trout's scared, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Same thing with football. It's going to be weird. Ivy League, the entire Ivy League sports.
Yeah, they canceled.
It's not happening this year. So that's
right.
Well, actually, there was an update on that today, Michael. They said no sports until January 1st. So they're not ruling out some of the fall sports like basketball and hockey. They just might start them later.
Gotcha. But football's out.
So football's out, yeah.
It's got to be a bummer for a lot of kids.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, their kids are on scholarship. Like my son, he got another year of eligibility, but the best position to be in right now as a college player is someone who's going to be a junior. I think that's right. With sports. So that's both of my kids. One's going to be a junior in high school, and the other's going to be a junior in college. So that's the only bright spot here,
Or if you're Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Jesus, man.
If the pandemic goes for 10 years, he's good to go.
That's an Alias coin right there.
Yeah,
imagine signing a $140 million guarantee. I mean, I know it's a $504 million, whatever, but $140 million in the middle of COVID-19. That's how much they want him.
Oh, yeah. My God.
So I wonder what Dak Prescott's going to ask for now. $50 million a year?
Yeah, exactly.
He's not worth it, though.
No, he's not. No, yeah. Mahomes set the bar. There's no way.
They offered him 30, right?
Yeah, Prescott turned down 30 a year.
I mean, he's nuts to have turned down 30 for 1 year.
Agreed.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah, that is insane.
He's top 10 quarterback, maybe.
Yeah. And Mahomes, I was talking about this with my boys too. That guy's going to make not as much money, maybe in sponsorships and all of that, but he's the perfect. He's good looking. He's articulate. He's funny. He's like has tricks. He's like the no look and the this that. He's just got his own style. He's just amazing.
Yeah, he's humble and he's sweet. He's relatable. He's just the kid next door, literally.
Yeah. I love that guy.
He's not gonna get many ladies.
No.
He's gonna have a hard time dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Greg, I have a couple questions about a couple of roles you played.
Yeah.
All right. So, pilot of Lost. You played a pilot of the doomed, Oceano Flight 815, and then
I think it's safe to say I'm the worst pilot that has ever been in front of the camera.
That's where
for multiple reasons. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can't keep anything. First of all, Lost would never have been lost. It would have been called Hover if I didn't crash the plane. So I'm responsible for that. And Vartan goes, almost as far back with JJ as I do. I go way back, but I mean, it's so that was that. And then to find out that I'm, dying and I crashed my plane or whatever, I get shot out of the sky was just hilarious. And just of course, it was like one of those things. I was supposed to die a horrible death in Star Trek, but I was shooting something else, so I wasn't able to be. I was supposed to be this Olsen, he was a red shirt. So as soon as you see me, you would have known that I was going to die. But so I got out of that. But what other pilots? Oh, I did a movie called End of the World. I was also a terrible pilot in that. Yeah, you don't want to see me. I get on the plane, man, and if the pilot recognized me, I always get this. I always get, because I'll say hi. I'll be like, hey guys,
you're like, hey, I'm one of you.
Exactly. They're like, no, you're not one of us.
Yeah.
We don't
I
drink.
understand what goes on in the cockpit. I know how that works.
Yeah.
Your seat cushion may be used as a flotation device.
Right.
Yeah. So you weren't in Last Jedi. Did you kind of give yourself a backstory why you weren't in it?
I begged to be in it. That was a funny story. It was, JJ wasn't involved in that, but obviously kept abreast on the stories and all that. And then when it was announced and Ryan Johnson was doing the movie, there was a bit of a text change between all our pilots. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous, but Michael can tell you, it's like a movie like that. You're like, oh, so excited when there's announcing, the next movie, and we didn't hear anything. And so I got text saying, did you hear anything from Jess and from a few other of those types of characters? Because those are the characters I think a lot of people love, those characters in Star Wars. You want to just see somebody cross frame. I had such a small role, but I loved every minute I was in that, every second that I was on set. It was just a dream. Anyway, I was bummed. I was really, really bummed. And then JJ went to bat for me, and he mentioned it to Kathy Kennedy and the others. It's a bit like shouldn't be talking about this, but it was crazy. He was like, yeah. So Ryan, one thing you should do is bring back those characters. He was like, no, he had reasons for it. But I think that movie, it's the one thing selfishly, obviously, that I missed in that movie was those types of characters that I knew and loved. So my backstory was that I was perfecting my banana bread. And then now I'm back with a vengeance.
Nice to know that they'll still have banana bread in the year 50, 55.
Yeah,
or
but
you could be making ginger snaps.
Hey, ginger snap Wexleys. There you go. Look at all these comments, guys. This is so cool.
Ooh, we're blowing up. Thanks.
Yeah, I know. We brought the big guns in today.
Yeah.
A lot of people are binging Alias. That's great.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime now. Check it out, everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
Does NFL have a salary cap? That's a good question from Joanna.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
So what you need to understand is that the Chiefs spent 1/3 of their money on one player. That is crazy. That guy owns the team right now.
Yeah.
Who owns the Chiefs?
I mean, he does, right? It's insane. But think about the money they're going to make back with jerseys and with all of the merchandise and everything. I mean, he's just so valuable. And players don't get a cut of that. We paid you. We're going to exploit your name and everything. But if Mahomes again, I guess, if he's on NFL video game that's a separate contract. They don't own that.
Yes,
right?
They get money for that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They get money for like football cards and things like that. There are they get a lot of licensing they do get.
Yeah. And then
but he's going to be okay though. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
No, I'm starting a GoFundMe. I'm going to start a GoFundMe for the Chiefs and Mahomes.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
And
looking at these. Let's see. Oh no, he turned down 35. It wasn't 30, guys. It was 35.
Yeah, I know. That's Noel's son fact check.
30,
Real time. Zach, go to bed.
Season 3. Oh, I'm in season 3 of Alias right now, Abby says. But I watched the original run back in the day, almost 20.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We're
almost 20 years ago.
Yep.
Oh, man. Holy crap. Oh, you're getting old, Abby? You're not getting old. You were watching. Your babysitter was watching with you, and the two of us were on screen.
Hey, Greg, I'm sure you get asked this a lot. Hey, is there going to be an Alias reunion every time you're interviewed, right?
Yeah, I do.
My stock answer is they better hurry up because we can't run down those hallways anymore like we used to.
No, we cannot. I know. I have so many. Dude, what was the scariest stunt memory that you have? And so, by the way, I'll preface this by saying a really funny story. So Michael and I are driving, and we stop the car. So we use the doors as wings, right? You get out on this side, I get out on this side, and we just start shooting. Do you remember this?
Yes, of course.
We're in a parking garage, and Michael's shooting, and his shells are just fucking hitting me in the head.
And they're on fire. They're white hot,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They burn. Wasn't that the Tarantino episode?
Oh, I think it was.
Tarantino directed two Aliases, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable and literally out of his mind in the best possible way. The end, I mean, he had to be on Adderall or something. He was just like, "Let's try this. Oh, this is awesome. This is so." It was like nonstop. It was amazing. And of course, I secretly was like, "Oh, this is a nice entry into future Tarantino films."
Yeah, and you and I have done so many since.
Yeah, I ended up on the cutting room floor more in those two episodes than any others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what was your scariest though? Besides that, like
by far,
we did some big stunts, man. Tell me.
We had some really big stunts, and that's why we had so many night shoots, because they all took place in fucking Mongolia or Eastern Algeria. So to make Burbank look like Mongolia or San Pedro look like Argentina, it's got to be at night. But I had a scene where I was literally hanging out of the helicopter with my feet on the rails of the helicopter, and I was strapped in, and I'm shooting this guy on the ground, and had to be 200-300 feet off the ground, and we had the best stunt crew, man. Weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
They were just the best. So I felt safe. I didn't feel like anything bad. I'm terrified of helicopters to begin with.
Yeah, me too.
But the moment they said, "Okay, you just have to trust the harness," the moment I leaned back, and my body's now exposed, and I'm looking down, I peed a little.
Just a little bit.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't, but I almost did.
Oh, I would have. Oh, yeah.
Terrifying. And then I heard whoever was directing the episode like, "Okay, action." I was like, "Okay."
Okay, so mine involved a helicopter as well. We were down in San Pedro, and Jennifer is running on the top of a building, and then she has nowhere to go. The bad guys are chasing her, and all of a sudden she just trusts, and she jumps off the building, and I come up in a helicopter, and she grabs the skids, and we fly away. So we're on the ground, and were
you piloting the helicopter?
So here's the thing, right? It's a French helicopter. There are 2 yokes, so there's 2 seats, and I hate helicopters. I really do. I did it once in Hawaii, and I was like, I'll never do this again. My favorite thing about a helicopter is when you're going along the ground like this, 5 feet off the ground. That's, to me, thrilling and really cool. But when you're up there, you're like, I'm just waiting to crash. Like, this is not safe. So anyway, we're next to this building. They're all up on top of the building. What was Jen's Shanna? Her stunt girl. The way they did it was she had a wire hanging all the way down and connected to the helicopter. So we were supposed to come up. She jumps. Now it's drizzling, so there's no way of grabbing onto the skids. So we're down there. First of all, we're about 8 feet from the building, rotors wise. So it's so precise. But of course, like Michael said, the best pilots in the world. This guy was like the Jurassic Park pilot, in the movie. So I'm sitting there, and because of my size and the way they had you couldn't see him. So he's off to the side here. I'm blocking him, and it looks like I'm piloting. So I come up in the helicopter. No one told me that my yoke was live. No one told me. I thought, yes, I thought,
oh my God,
piloting, this is dead. I can play with this thing, no problem. So I, of course, what it's supposed to be is I'm supposed to go, come on, like this. So I switch hands and I go, come on, and I pull the yoke. The whole helicopter goes, whoa, whoa, and he goes, let go, let go, let go, let go. And it was one of the scariest moments that I've ever experienced. That, and then when Shauna jumped, she grabs and then falls, but she's tethered, and then the whole helicopter goes like this, and then took off. God. It was just crazy, man. And I think today they would do that stunt differently. I think they just would do more special effects and
Right. And then they would also probably tell you, hey, by the way, don't touch the yokes, whatever you do.
Oh, scary.
So Greg, do you like the NBA?
Do I like the NBA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big NBA. I love the NBA. I love the Lakers right now. I love the Clippers. I know that it's a contradiction, in fandom to say that, but I really do love both. There's friends of mine that I'll just say it, Melissa's Produce. They own this company, and Sharon and Joe Hernandez. They're so sweet. I met them through a friend, and they have seats next to the Clippers on the bench. So the last player and then their 4 seats are on the fucking bench. So I love going to those games, and then now having so much talent in LA, it's insane. So great.
Just hearing the chirping and the chatter on the bench must be amazing.
It's not even on the bench. It's in front of you. These guys are stretching at your feet. They're like, hey, man, excuse me, man. And you're like, okay. Another dude's like, hey, could you move your leg, or do you mind getting up for a second? It's crazy. I'll send you a video of me and Sam and right when the Lakers. This is right before. This is the game where somebody got COVID, but you didn't know it, and Sam is standing there as the Lakers are coming out, and he bumps every single player.
Oh God!
It's the best video ever, and he turns to me after LeBron goes by and AD and everybody, and then he turns to me and he's like, "Yeah, man." And then afterwards, all this shit goes down, and I was like, "Wash your hands. You might want to wash your hands right now." Crazy.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Obviously, baseball is my game because of my boys, but basketball we just can't get enough of. And I love hockey. I love hockey. I love football too. Yeah, all of it.
So if you want to hang around, our next guest talks to the NBA for ESPN. If you want to hang around, you can.
I would love to hang around. I am actually, and this is the truth, Michael knows this, I'm shooting a comedy special with Tom Papa at my building.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I have to run to that. But I would love to. I'm going to invite myself back on the show. This is really
anytime. Absolutely, anytime.
Yeah, I love it. Can I just see the hole in the roof one more time? The hole.
Oh yeah. There you go. See, look at that.
Yeah,
see,
look at that.
No attention to that. Yep, there you go. Yeah, it's very industrial chic.
I've heard of. Are you married?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, so whoever you had in there didn't check you up against the boards; they checked you up against the ceiling, and I love that.
Yeah. Yep. I gotta call my head down.
Exactly. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you so
Greg,
much.
Thank you so much, Greg.
Dude,
Buddy.
my pleasure. My pleasure.